Do a barrel roll.
Welcome to the Know. I'm Mica.
And I'm Gus.
If you're already tired of hearing about PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds,
not.
you're not. But just wait until it's a full-on media empire, because that's apparently in the works now, with PUBG Corporation pursuing the idea of turning their janky battle royale game into a full-on suite of media properties.
Okay, let's get in here before Brendan Green starts complaining about copycats. Of course, this isn't the first time executives overseeing a video game property have eyed the box office, but based on PUBG's current player base as well as its global reach, could it be one of the first to actually succeed where others have failed?
Well, the news that PUBG wants to own its own media empire comes from some new comments made by PUBG Corporation CEO Chang-Han Kim, who says that their company has received major attention from some huge global entertainment players.
In a new interview with Inven Global, Kim said that PUBG isn't going to stop at just being a PC game and glitchy Xbox port. I doubt he called it a glitchy Xbox port. They're aiming to be much bigger. Kim told the outlet, "We want to take part in diverse industries including esports, movies, drama, cartoons, animation, and more." What's the difference between cartoons and animation?
Well, a cartoon would be a kid-friendly PUBG where instead of hitting someone with a frying pan, you give them a cookie.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. He went on to say, in fact, we've received a couple of love calls from a number of developers in Hollywood and Netflix. Our dream is to build a new game-based culture through various ways like this and have the lead of that culture.
Love calls?
Yeah, dirty calls.
Was it like
night.
in the middle of the night, like, "Hey, PUBG Corporation, you up?"
Yeah.
Hollywood? That movie already exists, and the game genre is named after it.
Which makes this whole thing pretty ironic, especially after PUBG's creator PlayerUnknown himself has lamented rather publicly that there are so many copycats of this game out there. Meanwhile, there is literally a franchise called Battle Royale that exists.
In a radio interview last month, Green said, "There's no intellectual property protection in games. In movies and music, there is IP protection, and you can really look after your work. In gaming, that doesn't exist yet, and it's something that should be looked into. Some amazing games pass under the radar, then someone else takes the idea, has a marketing budget, and suddenly has a popular game because they ripped off someone else's idea. I think it's something the industry needs to look into."
Yeah, so now we've just come full circle. PUBG apes the idea of movies like Battle Royale and Hunger Games, then it gets new movies and anime created about that game. And if you think a little too hard, it just gives you a bit of a headache, because wow, I've never seen such hypocrisy.
Don't think about it.
Yeah, all right.
Irony aside, it's no surprise that PUBG Corporation is feeling so ambitious about tackling other forms of media, especially given the game's ridiculous success so far. The game reportedly has more than 30 million owners across Xbox and PC, and achieved a stunning milestone of more than 3 million concurrent players over the holidays.
And while a popular video game property doesn't always ensure a similarly profitable translation into other forms of entertainment, PUBG is a little bit different because of where so many of its huge numbers are coming from. Because despite not being officially out in China, PUBG is huge there.
Yeah. In the last year alone, it's estimated that PUBG is almost solely responsible for a huge spike in Chinese Steam users. By December of 2017, an estimated 65% of Steam users were based in China, versus about 8% of Steam users in December of 2016. And Steam Spy's numbers estimate that 70% of all Chinese players are playing PUBG on any given day. So yeah, PUBG's pretty huge over there.
Damn.
PUBG #1.
Which is why it's got an enormous deal with Chinese publishing giant Tencent for its official release in that territory. They're not only handling the game along with some other content edits to make it more palatable for China's core values, they're also releasing two mobile versions of it.
Considering all of these crazy stats from China, plus the fact that the Chinese box office continues to be one of the biggest moneymakers in the industry, it has grew by another $2.2 billion in 2017 for an $8.6 billion year.
Oh.
A PUBG movie co-produced by partners in Hollywood and China could actually win a few chicken dinners on its own.
You know, assuming that all the content didn't get the movie banned from China in the first place. But whatever the case, it does make PUBG uniquely poised to shoot for its own media empire where plenty of others have failed in the past.
Of course, only time will tell if any of this actually comes to fruition. There are a number of video game adaptations that have been in development hell for years, and what typically happens is that movies don't finally get rolling until the zeitgeist around the game has already died down.
So it's possible the same thing could happen here if they can't get some of these projects fast-tracked. Although, given the staying power we've already seen from PUBG, it's possible that this game could stay on top for a long while to come.
What do you guys think of PUBG becoming its own media empire? Do you want to see a PUBG cinematic universe? Let us know in the comments.
I only want to see a PUBG cinematic universe personally if it's like an AU where it's in Japan and they take a bunch of kids from a certain school and drop them on the island and all fight it out. I think that's a really original idea. I think I could pitch it, don't you?
I only want to see it if they cast me.
Ooh. Fair. For future updates about the game that we can hopefully stop talking about so much in 2018 or see Gus in a movie based on it, remember to like this video. And if you're new around here, subscribe to the Know.
I can do the crawl.
There you go.
Will you be Mr. PUBG?
I'm Mr. PUBG.
call me G. PUBG.
That's funny. Oh, I just read that sentence weird, and I was in my own head.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. He went on to say, in fact, we received a couple of love calls from a number of Hollywood